So you've joined me, James Highton, farm machinery reporter for the Farmer's Guardian, here today with John Deere's new 6M series behind me. We've got the 6M125, which is the short frame variant of the range. Obviously it has a short, small, medium, large frame and extra large frame that sit throughout the range of 17 tractors. Behind us, this one's got the 4-cylinder PowerTech John Deere engine, producing a max power output of 138 horsepower, boosted right up to 150. One of the things that you will notice on this machine is its sweeping nose bonnet, and it is loader ready. And obviously it's very much a tractor that's been focused around the loader market as well, which you'll see with other features as we walk around the tractor. So what you do get when you pop the bonnet on this tractor is the fact that it is a split panel bonnet, so you can get access to the dipstick for just checking your oil levels for daily maintenance checks. But then if you want to have further look under the engine bay, you've got to pop the side panel off as well. So the 4.5 litre 4-cylinder engine obviously has a single wastegated turbocharger on it for extra boost, and the engine bay, as usual, has got all the accessible components for cleaning out screens that you would expect from the John Deere portfolio. So this tractor's got a 5.6 tonne lift capacity at hook ends, which is 3.6 tonnes throughout the lifting range of the link arms. One thing that you will notice on this tractor is it's a 50 kilometers per hour transmission, which is one of the things that a lot of people were looking for, the thing that they wanted to see on the 6M. And so it's kitted out with air brakes as well, hydraulic trailer brakes. You've got your usual top link. You can have this specified with 4 spools as well, but this particular one has got 3 spools. One of the things you don't get on this particular tractor is the quick release couplers on the spools, so you're just on your standard spool coupling fitting. Also, you'll notice, because this tractor's loader ready, it's got the mouldings with the larger fuel tank reservoir to the left-hand side of the back end of the machine, and then extra hydraulic reservoir on the right-hand side of the machine as well. Also on top of that, you've got the standard stabilizers, the screw fitting, rather than any options to have hydraulic stabilizers. That's not a possibility on the M. One of the things that I suppose people like about the back end of the John Deere is it's quite a simple plain format that's been around for quite a number of years in different guises anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that you would expect from the back end of this tractor. One of the things you do notice about this short frame machine is its 2.4 metre wheelbase, which is actually giving it a inner turning circle of 4.35 metres. It's very noticeable, to be honest, when you're around the yard working between buildings or feeding up cattle or whatever like that. You do notice how tight of a turning circle this has got, which is, I suppose, one of the main reasons it's probably quite a good format for a loader as well. The 125 is the top end of the short frame in this particular model, and obviously this one has got LED light pack on it. It's got the quick coupler unit for the front loader. Users to John Deere will be familiar with the TLS front suspension, which is fitted on this particular unit. One of the things you can't get on the M series is the hydraulic cab suspension, but you do have the option of a mechanical cab suspension, which is of benefit. Okay, so you've joined me in the field now on the 6M125, and we're just heading a little bit of grass out. One of the things that you'll find just on the 6M is it's got a few transmission options, from your usual PowerTech transmission through to what we have in here, which is the lesser known perhaps CommandQuad, which is a semi-power shift transmission. And then obviously you can also specify this machine with a full CVT auto power transmission, which a lot of people familiar to John Deere will know what that is as well. Talking about the actual CommandQuad transmission that we've got in this particular machine, it's got 4 different gear options that you can select, individual A, B, C and D, which have then got 4 individual range options within them. And the A to D are predominantly for either lower speed field applications or around the yard. And then you also have the B to F range, which is predominantly for your road gears and those sorts of things as well. I'm pleasantly surprised with the transmission. Although it is perhaps a little less responsive than your auto power or something like that, it is, a pleasant step up from a PowerQuad or an auto quad transmission. You can also select within the screen via the scroll button to the right hand side different gear change options, and also when you're on the roads you may want to be changing up gear at certain revs or dropping them down. You can also select those options as well. One of the things I will say is that you can obviously also pre-select your starting gears, whether that's in the yard or whether that's in the field as well. And you've got a little button to the right hand side just to the rear hitch controls. You've got a 1 or 2, and that's to select those pre-selected start-off gears. So if you want to be in the yard and you're always going to set off your feeder wagon in C1, then you can select that gear and you can always flick that gear and it'll return to that start point for you doing those applications. The other nice thing about this tractor is, I suppose, its functional practicality. We've got mechanical spools in here which are probably ample for quite a lot of livestock users, but you can have electric spools if you want. You've also got a smaller compact command arm which will come with one of the higher specification horsepower transmissions, and that also gives the operator the extra functionality of pulling the loader joystick from where it is now on the standard variant up into a electrically controlled loader joystick on the armrest. You've got plenty of USB-C ports for charging both your phone, tablets and also powering control terminals. The cabin also has a 330-degree windscreen wiper, which is quite good for keeping that debris off the windscreen. This one is also loader ready, so you perhaps notice that it's got a visibility screen for loader works. And also on the loader joystick you've got your forward and reverse shuttle, you've got your high and low splitter ranges that you can select through, and for this particular machine there's also your boom suspension on your loader that you can engage there. A lot of users will be very familiar with the John Deere format. It's been perhaps tried and tested for a number of years now. You've still got that existing pull handle for the rear hitch, and then above on the pillar there you've got your rear hitch telescopic buttons as well. When you look at the screen, obviously one of the things that John Deere have done is they've updated the screen in this particular 6M series. It's giving obviously functionality through the buttons on the side terminal, and most of the accesses is through the 3 green keys on the keypad, where you can obviously adjust. If you've got electric spools, you can adjust flow rates, rather than on this particular tractor where the flow rate adjustments manually on the back of the top of the block. But also you can look at setting up obviously your preferences on your transmission, rear hitch as well. So there's quite a lot to access through there, and it is quite a clean and clear display terminal. I suppose one of the most noticeable things that you find when you get into the cab is that John Deere have pulled the old dash where you had all your heads-up display behind the steering wheel and put it into a side pillar display. So that's left everything perhaps a little bit clean and clear. They've put a little docking station for anybody who wants to drop their phone just in front of them behind the steering wheel. And then obviously you've got your functionality for your headlights and everything just to the right hand of the steering wheel. One of the things that takes a little bit getting used to, particularly because it's got this CommandQuad transmission, is whereas with the auto power you would obviously lock the forward and reverse shuttle into park if you wanted to stop, and also if you had perhaps like a PowerQuad or an auto quad, you would also lock your gear lever into park when you were finished work. Whereas with the PowerShift transmission, they've put the part lever down to the left hand side of us here. It is a little bit of one of those where it does take a little bit of getting used to, particularly when you've been using John Deere's and you're used to the fact that often you don't need a handbrake to be put on to get part functionality. Perhaps a little bit of one to be aware of with this transmission. With the M series is you don't get your electric selection of PTO speed, so you've got a manual lever just to behind of the driver's seat on the right hand side, which is giving selection of 540, 540 a year and 1,000, which you would expect, but it is on a manual lever. It is quite a quiet and refined cab to be in, to be honest. I know we're just ticking over, just going over this field. It's a pleasant place to be, particularly on this short frame variant. That snoop nose bonnet, I think, will be a particular draw for quite a lot of users that are wanting something that's tight and manoeuvrable around smaller buildings, or whether they want something that they can just throw onto a feeder wagon or a straw blower, and then do some occasional applications where they might be just tedding or something between contractors doing some of the other major field works that they have on the farm. This particular tractor is equipped with 50k transmission. As standard they are 40k, but one of the big step ups in the M series is the fact that they've moved to the option of a 50k transmission with air brakes. It's made this tractor a little bit more of a, if that premium R series that you've got on the market is above capacity and a bit more than what user requirements are, but you want that forward speed and you want that 50k transmission, then you've now got the option to go with an M series and get that versatility for transport applications, really. Okay, so we've had a good play on the 6M125. We've had it in the field doing some tedding out, and we've got it around the yard as well. One of the things is that you find on this particular one is the use of the CommandQuad transmission. It's probably something that a lot of John Deere users are a bit unfamiliar with. It has been in the John Deere portfolio for a number of years now. It's a PowerShift transmission, but it is quite usable. Just as a loader tractor, it's quite a nice usable transmission if you want a bit of a step up from a auto quad, but perhaps not wanting to go right up to a auto power transmission as well. Ultimately, this tractor is going to appeal to a lot of livestock users. It's at the smaller end of the spectrum, and it's a light and nimble tractor to work around stockyards, but it also has a good portfolio of options that people can choose from if they want higher specification within transmissions, and just specking the tractor up with electric spools and those sorts of things as well. Make it quite customizable, but it just depends whether you want an M or ultimately you want to go up to that higher premium of the R series with John Deere.